and you can turn up here at Genk. They have got a fleet of corporate carts, and they do 80,000 customers a year. 80,000 people in this area come karting experience. The vast majority of them don't go into this type of karting. However, you can go to any outdoor kart circuit. There's a kart shop there. You can buy second-hand karts for 500 euros, 600 euros, 1,000 euros. That will get you out on track, and you can just come and test and experience the kind of adrenaline rush that these drivers on circuit are about to experience, because we have race number 9 on the circuit now. It is the second group of the senior drivers, and it's Brett Ward in Kart 202. There he is, last year's championship runner-up. He finished runner-up to Jordan Brown-Nutley this morning. He will start from pole position. Jana Gewertz from Belgium, driver that knows this place very well. He may have been one of those 80,000 customers a few years ago that came hire kart racing here at Genk and thought, oh, I quite like this. Wonder if I can buy one of those. He starts the number 212 kart on the outside of the front row of the grid. Mark Kimber in Kart 248 starts third. It's Strawberry Racing, and then it is Thanaponpang Sutumno from Thailand, the Super Windforce driver in Kart 265, starting on the outside of row 2. Ollie Varney and Ben Waldridge are on row number 3. Ben Waldridge, privateer driver. So if you're thinking, oh, I haven't got an articulated lorry at the back of my house, well, neither does Ben. Him and his dad, they do all this together. Just a small van, a cart, some tools, an awning, and plenty of patience. Nicholas Scholl starts on row number 4 alongside Nicholas Bayet. Then Christopher Shiny and Jan-Philippe Springomb on row number 5. Levi Lintokanto and Ido Cohen, so Jordan Brown-Nutley's teammate. So Dan Holland will be watching number 235 Ido Cohen from Israel very closely. Then it's Niels Koelen, Isaac Valtonen, Patrick Degenbeck, Jacob Ang, Rubens Bushabke, Bruno Ponte, Robin Vax and Stephen Lyle. 20 drivers, 11 laps, led by number 202 Brett Ward into turn number 11 now. 11 lap race. On the outside at the front row, Jana Gewertz, who won his opening race. They're in the tram lines. Lights are out. We're off and racing. Ward gets a great start. A poor start for Gewertz, who's lost 3 or 4 places. Kimber's up to second, and that looks like Ollie Varney into third place, but he gets shuffled wide by Nicholas Scholl. So Jana Gewertz, a poor start for the outside front row sitter, and that has affected everybody on that outside row. It's affected Sutumno, Waldridge and Nicholas Bayet. They've all lost places, and it is the poleman Brett Ward who leads from Mark Kimber as they head down towards the Button Complex for the first time into turn number 6. This is where we had a bit of a schmozzle, that's the technical term, in the last race, but they all get through cleanly this time. Ward stretching away, Kimber in his wheel tracks, and then it is the number 225 kart, Strawberry Racing's Nicholas Scholl from Austria in third position. Into turn number 11, still moves going on back down in the pack as drivers that qualified badly try and make up ground when they can. Kimber to the inside of Ward going into turn number 1. And Mark Kimber, last year's Junior Rotax World Champion in kart number 248, who finished on the podium in his first ever Junior X30 race at Valencia last month. He is now in the lead of this race. Nicholas Scholl, his Strawberry Racing teammate, right behind Brett Ward. So Brett Ward, the Evolution Racing driver. Good to see Ashley Whitcroft's team back in the European paddock. He is in the middle of a green and white strawberry and cream sandwich at the moment. Cream are the engine builders that provide Strawberry karting with all their motors and a lot of others. They probably paid a marketing department quite a lot of money to come up with that little ditty. But it is Ollie Varney in 4th place. There is the number 212 kart, Jana Gewertz. He's down in 6th position at the moment, behind Thanaponpang Sutumno. Across the line, Varney, about 20 kart lengths behind the top 3. Kimber, Ward and Scholl. Now, will Nicholas Scholl try and muscle Brett Ward out of the way? Or will he just sit there and allow Brett to hold on to 2nd place Normally, when you see two Strawberry drivers closing in on opponents, the opponent will be dispatched post-haste, and the two Strawberry drivers will work together as teammates do and can to pull away from the rest of the field. Well, Brett Ward will not want that to happen. They come down the short straight, but Brett Ward also knows that if he so much as puts a wheel offline, then Nicholas Scholl will pounce off him. But he's looking very good coming into turn number 11. Will he dive to the inside? Not this time. Kimber continues to lead as we come across the line to complete lap number 3. The top 3 are well over a second and a half clear of Ollie Varney in Kart 204 in 4th place. Behind Varney, it's Sutumno, Christopher Shiney and Ido Cohen. Cohen making a move there on Shiney for 6th position, but it is Brett Ward actually putting in the fastest lap of the race. 56.078 seconds for Brett, the 19-year-old from Hayes, who checks over his shoulder just to see Nicholas Scholl not there. So Brett knows that he can afford to make a move on Mark Kimber if he wants, because Nicholas Scholl isn't close enough to dive up the inside the moment that Brett moves off the racing line to try and attack. Will we see that coming into turn number 9? At the moment, Brett Ward using his head, just staying with Kimber. Kimber hasn't been defending, and of course these two British drivers, they'll know each other fairly well, even though Kimber is a couple of years Brett's junior. He'll know how experienced he is. Brett Ward draws right up, and there's a classic example of the slipstream effect. Brett Ward dives out from behind Kimber to take the lead. Kimber doesn't fight it, and you saw as they came onto the start finish line, that gap between Mark Kimber and Brett Ward, it was 4 kart lengths, and then as Brett Ward's kart was literally sucked up behind the back bumper of Kimber's kart in the slipstream, he was able to just pull out. It was almost like mirror signal maneuver, pull out. Kimber didn't fight it. New race leader, poleman 202 Brett Ward. Kimber, for his part, in number 248, slots back into second. He's not phased by that. He knows that he's now in Brett Ward's slipstream, and that Brett Ward is breaking the air and allowing Kimber just to sit there and gain the odd mile an hour. Nicholas Scholl in 3rd place. So the two green and white Strawberry racing karts nose to tail as they go on to another lap. Brett Ward goes through turn number 1. He was being a little bit defensive going through there. We're on lap 6 out of 11, so we're past halfway. Kimber is right there within a kart length, well, within about a cigarette paper's worth of distance between Kimber and Ward. Through turn number 6 into turn number 8. Now down towards turn number 9. All 20 drivers still running, but the top 3 are 2.5 seconds clear. Ollie Varney was running in 4th place. He's under attack and he's been passed by number 265, the Super Windforce driver Panaponpang Sutumno. Varney down to 5th. Cohen is 6th. Then it is number 261 of Isaac Valtonen. Brett Ward, the race leader. That's significant. Even though he's the race leader, Brett Ward is able to post the fastest lap of the race. 55.817 seconds, and that's without the aid of a slipstream. So Ward has got some oomph in that number 202 kart, and you can see him, he's not headbutting the steering wheel, he's simply tucking his head down to try and create maximum aerodynamic efficiency over the top of his steering wheel. And Mark Kimber and Nicholas Scholl have to play a watching brief at the moment. Across the start finish line, Ward hunched down his kart. Good battle for 4th place behind them. 2, 4, 5 drivers all flashing through the bottom of your screen now, and that is Sutumno, Varney, Cohen, Valtonen and Yanni Gewurz. So Gewurz has not recovered from that poor start, and the number 212 kart is still 8th overall. Shiny is 9th, Waldridge 10th, then Springom, Ponte, Bayet and Degenbeck, with Rubens Bushapkef from the Lebanon rounding out the top 15. but the leader is still 202 Brett Ward. Mark Kimber is sort of in Brett's slipstream. We get onto the start-finish straight. Kimber will draw back up to him, but he's not close enough to make a move. And Mark Kimber, as we come towards the conclusion of lap number 8, Kimber will need to address that situation promptly. Kimber checks over his shoulder just to see where Shaw is. The answer is he's not right behind him, pushing him along, but he's within a couple of kart lengths. Out of my commentary box window, I can see number 264. That is Levi Lintocanto retiring with a mechanical issue. But now Kimber is right with Ward. We should see Kimber close in now down the back straight. There is the camera angle, does shorten it slightly, but Kimber is closer going into the button complex. Will Kimber make a move this time by? Not quite. Tell you that it's now Ido Cohen in 4th place, so that second group of karts you can occasionally see flashing through the top of your screen, that is now 235 Ido Cohen in 4th position at the expense of Isaac Valtonen. So Valtonen in 261, the West Speed driver on the Cosmic kart, he is running in 5th position, but Ward, Kimber 1st and 2nd. Kimber follows Ward through turn number 1. It's so tempting just to dive up the inside, but Kimber's got to think not about this lap, but about the next lap. The next lap will be lap 11 out of 11. And Kimber, he doesn't want to show his hand too early, spoil his momentum. Valtonen now runs in 4th place, so that purple and pink coloured kart, 261, Isaac Valtonen has passed Ido Cohen for 4th. Olivani has slipped to 6th, Satumno is 7th, but Brett Ward holding on to P1 at the moment through turn number 9 and now turn 10. Kimber cannot make a mistake. He needs to follow Ward through this corner. You can see Kimber just following in the wheel tracks of the number 202 kart. He's in the slipstream. He closes to within a kart length. Will he duck out? Ward holds the inside line. Ooh, Ward turning sharply into that corner and gets a wheel in the air, but Kimber's right there. Now, Kimber's next chance is going into turn number 5, but if he moves into turn 5, he's going to be susceptible to a crossover going in down the back straight, and he doesn't make the move. He sets the fastest lap of the race, 55.765 seconds. Now under braking for the button complex. Still Ward holds on. I think Mark Kimber is saving himself for one last corner switchback manoeuvre. Through turn number 8 we go. Kimber is right there. He's setting Brett Ward up. You can see Ward check over his shoulder. He has to jink to the inside to defend. That's going to cost Brett Ward momentum. So this is where Kimber's starting to set him up. He's right there. Ward has to defend to the inside. Now he'll stand on the apex. Kimber will try and duck underneath. Coming on to the start-finish line. Kimber will have the inside line. Has he got the momentum? The answer is no, he doesn't. Brett Ward holds off Mark Kimber, and you can see Brett happy with that because Mark Kimber spent half a lap trying to tease Brett Ward into the one mistake, and Brett Ward knew that he couldn't just drive around the inside because Kimber would go around the outside. So Ward managed to hold Kimber off. Kimber did get to the inside line but just couldn't quite get the momentum, and Brett Ward wins by 0.09 of a second. Nicholas Scholl for Strawberry Racing finishes 3rd, just half a second back of the race winner, with Isaac Valtonen. A good performance there from Isaac in the West Speed kart, the Cosmic chassis. Valtonen finishes in a strong 4th place. Ido